Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Tony X Morning Show. I'm Tony T with you here every day at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time, giving out live free picks for today's card. And on today's card, we're going to have picks for here from Major League Baseball World Series critical game number 5. Series tied at 2-2 as the Blue Jays get the win 6-2. The bats coming alive again for Toronto Dodgers. Maybe it's that age regression I was worried about, right? For this team. Not showing enough consistency at the plate held the 2 runs here in the game. They've had lack scoring here of late here. When you go back over the past, 11 innings, the past, 11 plus 9, that's last 20 innings, they've been held to 3 runs over the last 20 innings of play. So maybe that there is something about age regression when it comes to Major League Baseball. Of course, with those hitting angles and the bat speed, maybe you reach your peak earlier in your career. As the Dodgers are really full with a lot of veterans on that lineup. And maybe that's what we're seeing here is especially when you got all these, you don't have a lot of these day games playing these games back-to-back, 3 days, 3 games, 3 days in this high-pressure situation. It could be age regression getting to them and these young bats from the Toronto Blue Jays getting it done there. No doubt about that. And they're facing Blake Snell today. We'll talk about that a little later. 10 games from NBA, 2 from college football. And we do have a single one on the ice there. So, guys, check it out. El Nino's will be signing in here momentarily. He'll join me on the show today. Maybe some more guys. We did send a link out to Mr. Whiskers. You know, Mr. Whiskers has been commenting on some of our shows saying that I want to be on the show. I want to be on the show. So I gave him an email last night because I do have the StreamYard link done a day ahead of time. So I sent him the link. So we're waiting to see if Mr. Whiskers will join us because you do have the link in your inbox because I know sometimes he says, I don't have the link. I don't have this. Well, you got the link for the show. So if you want to come on, the link has been sent out to you there. So check it out, guys. Make sure you guys hit that like, that subscribe button. Greatly appreciate it. Appreciate everybody in the chat contributing for this exciting week of sports. They call it the sports equinox here. Of course, it's going to get even more crowded when we get to college basketball ahead next week. Good morning there to our man Andrew. Man, Ron Hahn in the chat always wants those props graded right when they're done. There you go, right? Yeah, we're a little late running today. Yeah, I was a little late getting the videos up. Problem is, I watched that Dodger game till midnight, and it threw off my sleep pattern. I got no sleep last 2 nights ago, and of course, right when I'm doing my videos, I get sleepy and want to fall asleep. I don't work when I'm sleepy anymore. I just go to sleep, get up at 4 in the morning, and finish the video work. So that's what I did. I learned that from my friend Joe D'Amico. He goes, when I'm tired, I go to bed at 7, wake up at 3 in the morning, and get my work done. You know, I thought about that. That sounded like a good idea. Good morning to you, Richard, there as well. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. Greatly appreciate that. El Nino should be signing in momentarily here. I got an email from El Nino. He's getting his camera, putting his dog away, and we'll get to the games here. Let's get you started here with this Dodger and this the Blue Jay game. El Nino's will just play catch up when we bring him in here as well. Let's see here. You guys, you must have got the wrong link. I think that's what I did, guys. Let me go. That's what I did. I gave these guys the wrong link. Oh boy, here, hang on a second here. Let me go ahead. What the hell am I doing here? Get rid of that. All right. I think I gave these guys the wrong link. So let me figure out how to invite these guys. So here we go. Preset or invite. Invite guests. All right, let me invite the guest. So what I did is I gave these guys the wrong link. Oh, my God. How did I do that? All right, let me go ahead and compose it. Send it out again the second time. Let's see here. Active. All right, guys. We'll get you in just a second. Bring the guys in. I did something stupid, obviously. Send them the wrong link to the show. So let me get them the thing here. What a way to start a Wednesday, right? Wednesday, right link. Wednesday, right link. Okay, so here we go. I sent out the wrong link. I must have given the other show that we have in there for some reason. All right, guys, you got the link now. Sean, Jorge, if you guys are in your emails, anybody else here? Yeah, he's too honest, right, with Joe. He's right, though. It makes sense. I used to stay up. It took me twice as long to get the work done, and it was not productive. I said, you know what? I'm just going to get my sleep. Get up at 4, get the work done. Of course, you guys get it out later. That's why the videos are out late today, because I was just that Dodger game, man. The problem is after the game was over, I stayed up another 2 hours because I was all charged and fired up, right? So I didn't get to bed till 2 a.m., got up at 6 for this show, and oh, man, my sleep pattern was screwed up. I think I got 6.5, 7 today, so I should be okay for tonight to get all the games done in the night before. So you guys should get the links. The right link should have gotten out to the guys. I hope it did, because I use it right off this show. So we'll check it out here. So we'll get the cappers popping in as we do the show here. All right, let's take a look. Yes, Dodgers still have not woken up. Yep, they have not woken up. 3 runs in 20 innings. That's all they've scored, these old guys. They would bring in Jorge. I don't want to say it. I was going to say speaking of old, but I won't.
Yeah, you could go to hell. Don't call me old.
All right, what's happening?
What's up, man? What's going on, Tony?
It's going all right, man. Going all right. Yeah.
You need to let me in here and produce the show and get this going. You work too much. I got time in the morning. I can do it.
Excellent. Yeah, well, it's just a simple thing. It's just send the right link out. I mean, that's all it took. Like I sent out the wrong link, and that's what happens, right? You get
that's what happens when you have 16-hour days, Tony.
I hear you. Well, no, that's true. No, it's just that's what'll happen. That's what'll happen here. But we'll say hello to El Ninos. Al, what's going on?
I'm pretty good. How are you doing, Tony?
Doing all right. I think we're going to get Sean in to join us as well here, and of course. We'll get right to the game here. It's a big one here. Game 5, Toronto and LA. It's Yasevich and Snell. We're seeing $2 prices on the Dodgers here. Total sits at 8. Juice to the over here on this 8. We start here with Jorge.
It's a series. It's a World Series. But, again, Roberts, again, another stupid comment. They asked him about if Ohtani was too tired from playing the game and being tight, reaching bases at all time. He said, I already had my lineup already penciled. Oh, he's just going through the mechanics out there. If your guy's just going through the mechanics and he's not 100% and he's pitching in the World Series, pitch somebody else. Go to a bullpen series. Do something. Obviously, bullpen wouldn't work because of the late game. But see if Snell can go. Do something. Because obviously it put them at a disadvantage right off the bat. It was whoever was going to score first on the bullpens was going to get it because everybody's tired. On that side, everyone was dead set on the over. Everybody's tired. It got to the over, right to the number, right? I mean, odds makers were right again, and probably barely got there. Those guys are all exhausted. So the series is evened up. Dodgers don't have the home, home field advantage. They now have to win another game at home, and have to win another one in Toronto. So, it's their turn to win. It's bounced back again. Public team way too favorite. I don't care if it's my favorite team or not, and they're at home. -90 is ridiculous.
Yeah, that's look like a big.
It's too high. There's no value in betting the Dodgers, or even in a run line with Roberts. You wanting to play reliever care. What do you call that stupid game where you do the chairs, musical chairs? And you let a chair. He wants to play musical chairs with his relievers. I mean, there's no way you can lay $1.90.
Yeah, there you go. There from Jorge on over to Ninos.
Yeah, I agree with a lot of what Jorge said. I was talking to Rod now yesterday. I was like, or the day before, I was yesterday. I was like, they might want to rethink sending Ohtani there after that 18-inning game. But yeah, I guess they stuck to their plan. Obviously, didn't work out too well. But yeah, on to today, I also agree they're overpriced again here at home. I have to wait till they get back to Toronto to get any kind of value on the Dodgers again. So again, I think you got to look at you could look at another over, I guess, or a team total over if you want to stick to just one team. But I think the Blue Jays can keep this one close. So I'll be on the +1.5 here with the Blue Jays. And again, if you can get a +1 in the first 5 innings, that's where I'll look. Again, don't hate the getting plus money with a half run. It could very well be tied again going into the 6th inning. But I don't mind laying a little bit of juice either and getting a whole run there. So if you can't get that whole run in the first 5 innings, I'd go +1.5 on the full game with the Blue Jays.
El Ninos going against the Dodgers.
I'll still root for a 1-run win, for my Dodgers. But I guess that's what we'll be rooting for.
There you go. Yeah, I can only look at the Toronto side. I mean, but I'm going to go with the over in the game. LA over 8. Maybe the bats wake up here. They can't stay too cold that long. But the Blue Jays hammered Snell in game 1. They're hitting 285 in the playoffs. They have hammered left-handed pitching this year, by the way. It's not just the game against Snell. They've hammered left-handed starters. LA 5-1 the over in home playoff games. Toronto 5-1 the over in the road playoff games. I can only look at the over in this one with Yasevich and Blake Snell and that 8 before it hits 8.5. Actually, the juice has come down a little bit on that now. So 8 seems to be the number. All right, let's continue here on the Tony Hicks Morning Show. A couple from college football for today. A slate. We'll take a look here at the college football card. We got 2 here. We're going to be in Conference USA today. Jacksonville State, Middle Tennessee State. Jacksonville State going to lay 4 on the road. I'm seeing a 3.5 right now. Chris, total 54.5. FIU and Missouri State. We got Missouri State 3.5 and 4. Total sits here at 50.5. We start with Jorge.
Man, it's just kind of like yesterday. The numbers are a little bit tight. Regardless, FIU's number, they're greatly improved from last year. They're definitely competitive, but still not a great team at stopping the run. I think their win at Western Kentucky was more. They just had a bunch of turnovers. It wasn't a statistical win, and they didn't bounce back and play too well after that. And the Bears have just been consistent. You know what I mean? They're 4-3, but they're a tough 4-3. They're a competitive team. They're at home. They're going to have the limelight there. So, slight lean there. And Jacksonville State, they're great. I mean, they play good football. Middle Tennessee State, they can throw the ball. They're going to be able to score. I'll take a slight lean to the over on this one. Now, obviously, the Bulls are going to run the ball down their throat. But I think Middle Tennessee State will be able to throw the ball on that secondary. So it should be a high-scoring game.
There we go from Jorge. Next up, move on to El Ninos.
Yeah, I'll look at the other game here, and I'll look the other way. Supposed to be a windy one here. We got Missouri State coming in 6-1 to the under, so I like a lower scoring game and the slightly later game here between FIU and Missouri State. I'll take the under 50.5.
What do you call windy?
I was hearing 20-mile-an-hour winds reports. I'm not seeing the current weather report, but that's what I heard last night.
Tony stole my weather reports a long time ago. All right, no, I have seen some 16 to 12. Check a couple sites, guys. I'm not picking on y'all by no stretch. Check a couple sites. Sometimes they're a little bit off. If you can find a local wind report, I actually call friends. Like a famous one is FAU. It'll say it's like 15, 17, even Hawaii. My buddy lives out in Hawaii on the island where they play, and it'll say 18 miles an hour wind, and there might be rain. And he played football. He'll walk out there. And then say, no, this ain't going to alter football because he played. So I call some football buddies that live in those cities. Not to totally knock it down. Someone said 23, 25 mile an hour wind. I don't go by Google. I won't go by Weather Ground. Those guys just do a generic one. Try to find a location that the best weather guys is a local, the local guy. I learned that here. I actually used to jump on it was called the CW, but back when they actually were still doing sports sections, I used to come on one of the local weather channels here, and the weather guy was a bettor. Always had a parlay ticket. He'd only show up when he won one. I said, what are you gonna do? Frame it? I go, why haven't you cashed that yet? So to bet some more of your parlays. And eventually, him and I used to go at each other, but he taught me how to find the local weather report. So those are usually the best one. If it's I just looked up one and saw 15, 16.
Yeah, I'm seeing 15 right now. Yeah.
For weather, man, you got to make sure it's sustained. It's really windy. I mean, especially if they're running the ball. So
32 miles.
Again, it's just a lean on mine on the over. But I mean, if game time comes and it's 25 mile an hour wind, 30 mile gusts, you need some good gusts. Because not only does it stop the pass, it stops the kicking game. Okay, that's the key. When teams just won't kick it, or they kick it and they miss, that's when you'll see some of those totals get hurt. But I'm not knocking it anything. I just wanted to say, really try to find a good local weather review before you lay some money on it. Because the truth is, my mentor taught me, the only sure bet in sports is the weather. So just dig a little deeper. You're on the right track. If you can get that, you won't see them throwing the ball over 20 yards, and they won't even kick it over 40. So that'll definitely keep it on the under.
There we go from.
I've got a couple texts here asking me about the weather in Tampa. Now I'm in Clearwater, and the weather is a lot spottier here. It could be pouring rain.
No, perfect example. Yeah, perfect example. It's right across the bay, right? Right across the bay, but you don't know, right?
Yeah. There. So over to El Ninos. You got your games in, right?
Yeah, that's all I had, for college football today.
Gotcha. All right, I'm going to take Middle Tennessee State here. There's some concerns here about the quarterback position here for Jacksonville State. Their quarterback, Creel, got hurt. They took him out of the game. He got X-rays. When you get X-rays, I'm a little nervous here about expecting him to play here. So Creel could be out of this one. Then you're going to see Wimsatt, who was benched for ineffectiveness. Nicholas Fatadio is an experienced quarterback, and actually their passing numbers have been pretty good in conference. Jacksonville State does not defend the pass very well on the road. So I'll look at, this is their first road game in conference. So I'll look at Tennessee State here taking the points there. FIU, Missouri State. Yeah, I looked at the over in that one. You got two bad pass defenses facing capable offenses on both sides. FIU with Keon Jenkins. I know he's that threat to throw and run. He's been there forever at FIU. They have improved, but you're going to do that when you have experienced quarterbacks, especially in the conference like this. You got to there. So I'll look at the over in that one. All right, let's continue here on the Tony X Morning Show. Turn our attention over to the NBA for tonight's action. We've got a 10-game card here, so we'll do it here. Let's take a look at what we got rolling on here. We'll do it here in 4-4 and then 2 in our blocks. So we'll start it off here with Rockets and Raptors. We got Houston here on the road laying 5.5, 6 total 232.5. In that one, we've got Finney Smith, Van Fleet out for Houston. Portal is doubtful for Toronto. Orlando and Detroit. Orlando road favorites of 2, total 227. In this one, we've got Morris Wagner out here for Orlando, and their injury report's been kind of light this year. He's been the only one that's been out for Orlando this year. And on Detroit side, you've got Avey out. Remember, he broke that leg. He's still out. Thompson, Sasso, LeVert are questionable. We go to Cavaliers in Boston, one of the big games of the night. It's Cleveland here, 3.5. The total sits here at 233.5. And in this game, we've got Garland, Merrill, and Strus out for Cleveland. Tatum, we know, will be out here for Boston. Brown is probable there for Boston. We end the block with Hawks and Nets. That's the Hawks 8 on the road. We're seeing 8.5 in some places, total 238.5. In that one, we've got Johnson and Risacher are both probable. So Atlanta fairly healthy coming in. On the Brooklyn side, Highsmith out, and we got Zaire Williams questionable there. So we start with Jorge.
Man, NBA's has tough this year to start. I mean, I was on the wrong side of a win last night, and I'm never one to shy away from that, and needed overtime for the 76ers to pull it out. Now, long term, I'm still all over the 76ers. I think if that whole team can stay healthy, they're going to be awfully tough to beat. They're going to take the Celtics' position in that division as the top team. You look at that Cleveland team, that they got some banged up guys too, and a little bit of trouble at guards. But I agree with Kenny Atkinson. They interviewed him, and they said Mitchell's probably the most underrated player in the NBA. It's just because he's humble and he's quiet, not really out there, and he plays at Cleveland. The only person that ever got any attention in Cleveland was LeBron James. That's about it. And they've had some very good basketball player over the years. They probably haven't had any attention since they used to play against the Bulls, but. Again, the front court. I mean, you don't even got to bring up Tatum anymore. He's out for a whole year.
He's out for a year. Yeah,
he's not even on the active roster technically for playing. And man, I looked at. Let me pull this up again because I don't even know who the hell these guys are. I pulled up the box for the starting front court.
Yep.
For the Celtics. I don't know if I'm gonna
Josh Minot, Peyton Pritchard, Nehemias Queta.
Who? What the hell did you just say? Who is that?
Yeah, because they got rid of Porzingis, they got rid of Cornette last year.
$1,000. I couldn't tell you who they were, Tony.
Luka Garza. Garza's their backup center. Luka Garza.
Horrible. How are they going to play against Cleveland's front line?
Yeah.
And Mitchell could take over the scoring. I think Ball, again, too many injuries, but he's a gamer, man. I know I see all these comments in these stats guys, this guy can't shoot that. Man, that has got nothing to do with it. If you can play basketball and you got court sense, you can help. Look at Caldwell Pope. He don't put up any stats. You don't want him on your fantasy team, but you want him in the playoffs. You want him on his team because he can play defense. He can hit that wide open shot. And yeah, that front court for the Celtics is in trouble, man. I was looking into it a little bit deeper. I definitely like Cleveland in that one. They're not going to blow teams out, but they're still top 10 defense and offense. But so yeah, the Celtics. Now I know we were talking about teams tanking. Last year. The only other time that's ever happened was, and they didn't do it on purpose, is when Golden State was all hurt.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they ended up getting Kuminga and Moody. So if anyone's going to do that, it's the Celtics because they got Tatum coming back next year.
That's true. Oh, man, it's ugly.
Then they can create their new young team. And, again, I would never say that this early in the season. But they're going to play hard, but it definitely a Cleveland, man. The Celtics, I don't think they make the playoffs.
Yeah, they're in trouble there. And of course, I know they're not on the schedule. We got to get a comment from you because this is your team, the Miami Heat. You got rid of their old players. Now they're playing the fastest pace in the NBA. What a concrete turnaround from being a slow paced team to the fastest paced team in the NBA this year.
Well, and that's going to change in the playoffs, right? But the reason they're doing it is because they got a bunch of young guys. Look, they made the trades. They got rid of Butler. They brought Wiggins is a great glue guy. He can run. He's super athletic. He'd rather run. That's what he's good at. So he's the cog there, right? Because he could be a point guard. I said that the other day. Yeah, what's up with Jaquez? Did you look to see that he was the most plus points on the entire team when he's on the court? Yeah, no, Jaquez is a baller. He balled at UCLA. He will have a 10-year career in the NBA. He doesn't have to be a shooter. The Duke can score. He'll always play for Riley. Just like Joel Anthony. Remember they made fun of me and Tony here on radio, Tony, when I said Joel Anthony will be in the NBA for his defense. They made fun of me for 4 years. How many titles did he get? 3? Every team wanted him as the backup center. So, you can have a career as a backup, and Jaquez is one of the reasons that Miami has one of the best, second team squads in the league. And the Heat, it's just the attitude there. They're all in shape, and if any team's going to run and be in shape to be able to run, it's the Heat. So I think they're going to continue.
Yeah, helps when you don't have Kevin Love and Jimmy Butler at practice anymore, slowing down practice, right?
Kevin Love, that's for sure.
Yeah, it makes them a lot faster there. So no doubt, change Heat culture completely changing now. Getting with the times now. You're not going to see those 1990 scores from them anymore. They put up 144 last night on over to. Yeah, Jorge does know the Heat because on the starters line he talked about Dwayne Wade and look what his career turned into. Right?
Remember that? No, not to knock our buddy the other day that him making a big just an estimate or a guy. Words are slipping my mind this morning, but I said that Dwayne Wade when he came in, everyone was talking about Carmelo Anthony coming winning the title, and then LeBron was coming in, and I said Dwayne Wade is tougher than both of them, and he'll win a championship first. So that was when I jumped. Yeah,
if people thought you were coming out of left field. Are you kidding me? But look what happened. Yeah. I still remember that. I still remember that from back in the Stardust line days when Jorge was on the Stardust line. On over to El Ninos.
Yeah, I mean, I guess maybe I need to learn a little more about the Heat because they're definitely one of the reasons I'm off to a slow start here in the NBA this season. I went against them a couple times and didn't work out too well for me. But yeah, definitely impressed me so far. But back to today's games, I agree with Jorge. I like the Cavs there against the Celtics. I like the Rockets. Not in love with the number, although they should cover it. But I'll take the Rockets minus the 3 in the first half to just feel more comfortable there. And yeah, not much else on the other games. I think the Hawks are maybe laying a couple too many points. I know the Nets not the best team in the league, but I think they might be able to keep it within this number at home. So slightly into the Nets there, nothing crazy. And Magic, opened as a dog last night, -2 now. So if you like the Magic, I'd get on them fast. And I actually do think that's the right side there. So I'll take the Magic. You're still -2. I don't mind laying that.
Yeah. I wanted to bring up a point too about some of these trades with the Magic. Again, man, you bring Bane. Bane's the shooter. He looks good. He's going to score a bunch of points. We had a couple trades where we saw that, right? You saw Poole go to New Orleans, and then send McCollum over to Washington. Careful what you wish for, man. Some of these guys think they're going to get a better player and improve it. Orlando's not playing defense. Yeah. They're worst in shooting in the league. So it's going to take some time, man. I really, guys, I think with all these trades now and everything, it might take a month to see how good these teams are and what their identity will be in the season. And then you got to watch the marquee matchups, right? The ones where they step up and play defense. Look at the Clippers and Golden State yesterday, man. That turned into a defensive brawl. You know what I mean? That's a playoff game. Why? Because the Clippers have been whipping their ass for the last year and a half, 2 years. They won like 7 straight games, 3 straight in the Bay Area, I think, or something like that. So that was Draymond Green's attitude written all over that game in a playoff against a tough Clipper defensive team. So watch the key the key matchups that matter a little bit with some superstar power, and you'll see what the team's really going to be like come playoff time.
Yep, no doubt about that. See how it meshes together. I think after 25 games, I think it was Pop used to say, if you remember back when Pop coached, he would like play everybody. And then once he got to 25 games, then he would set his rotation. And I think that's really how he used to do it back in the day. Look at Rockets and Raptors can only look over in this one. The Nets team, just the defense is just so bad here. I mean, it's just brutal here. Looking here at this Toronto team, they are shooting at home 51%. Bad defense. They play fast here at home. The Rockets 14-4, the over on the road on a home game here there. So I'll look here at this. I'll look at the over in this one between Houston and Toronto in that spot. Cleveland and Boston, that one here. I'll look under in this one. Boston's having, Boston still shoots the high volume of threes, but only making 29% from beyond the, I'm sorry, now 32% from beyond the arc this year. So they're not making their threes, and they're defending the threes pretty well, but they are playing at the second slowest pace of play. And that might be because, they're not good ball handlers. They saw Peyton Pritchard couldn't sink the game-winning shot there. He got his money, but struggles there shooting, but they are defending. So I'll look at the under in that game there. I can only look at the Pistons, as we've talked about here. Orlando having struggles from three. They're the ones shooting 29% from three. And really, it's been poor shooting from Banchero and Bain from beyond the arc. Remember, they were last in three-point shooting last year. It hasn't changed. The Pistons can defend here, so I'll look at the Pistons in that spot. I was thinking of Brooklyn in the head.
Gerald's got to quit being such a damn ball hog. I mean, he had to do that originally. He's too big. He's got, LeBron-itis to be. He's like a big dude that can't shoot out there. You're big, dude. Go inside. You can handle the ball. You can start at the free throw line, and any other big that got to come out there and guard you, you can take to the hole. He doesn't like to take any physical confrontations, man. He needs to go down there, and that'll open it up for the outside a little bit. And Bain will get shooting. I mean, the guy's a great shooter, but you got to have better spacing. And if you got guys just launching it up and no one's going into the key, then you're not going to have those wide open uncontested shots. Right now, people know to contest it because they're going to yank them up. So until they get some better spacing and start passing the ball a little bit, they're going to continue to have a poor nights of shooting.
Yeah, and it helps if you're supporting Cass can shoot, because then they're going to focus on you defensively. Unlike when you were on the Memphis Grizzlies, there were a lot of guys.
If you don't get the ball inside,
yeah,
Yep,
there's no doubt about that. I was thinking of Brooklyn over earlier. They can't play defense whatsoever. I like the over Atlanta and Brooklyn in that one. The Hawks are allowing 51% shooting. The Nets giving up 54% shooting, 46% from three. Hawks, as we know, a fast-paced team. Nets here, 9-3 the over at home, following a road loss. Look at the over in that one. Let's continue here on the Tony Morning Show with the next block of four from the NBA. They will be Kings and Bulls. Here we got the Bulls, 4.5 and 5, total of 238. Pacers and Mavericks. It'll be the Mavericks here, 6, total 227.5. Trailblazers and Jazz. Trailblazers, 3.5 now in some places, moving up here on the road. Total sits here at 233.5. Pelicans and Nuggets. Nuggets, 13, total 235.5. Let's take a look here at the injuries here from this block of games. As we look here at, let's see, we'll look at Sacramento, Chicago first. Clifford, Murray still out for Sacramento. Collins and Kobe White out for Chicago. Boy, Pacers are really, really injured here. We've got Furphy, Cam Jones, Mathurin, McConnell, Nembhard, Obi Toppin out here for the Pacers. Who's playing? We got Peter there, who is doubtful. On the Mavericks side, we've got Exum, Irving, we know is out. Lively, Gafford, doubtful. Williams, questionable. Davis, probable. Hey, they signed Mac McClung, the Pacers did. The slam dunk champion. They signed him there. Looney and Murray here out for the Pelicans. Zion, questionable. Cam Johnson here will be questionable for Denver. And in that Portland-Utah game, we got Scoot still out. Robert Williams here will be out for Portland. Diebold questionable. On the Utah side, no Collar, no Yang. Nurkic is questionable. We go to Jorge.
Dude, I love Billy Donovan as a coach. And when he went there and they weren't winning, I was like, why isn't this guy winning? Because he didn't have the kind of players he wants. Obviously, he's a little bit hard-nosed, and I give him some props. He was able to come from the college ranks and kind of still have that attitude among the pro guys, but there's some pros you're just not going to get to play with that kind of mentality, and he shipped them out. Got a bunch of draft picks, made some trades, and now they're playing Billy Donovan basketball, and they're going to rub it in the Kings' face. There's no doubt about it. They're playing. So far, I like what I've seen of them. Definitely going to try to catch their next game on TV. What I've read about him, actually, just in the review of the box scores and everything. I liked them last year. They were covering games at the end of the year. when everyone thought they were down. Nope, they just got rid of players that didn't play the style. And one of the big things all the players keep talking about already is their identity. This is the Bulls' new identity. This is the Billy Donovan identity. And the Bulls are for real. I wouldn't be surprised if they win that division or compete. I know Cleveland's up there still. But again, if there's a dark horse, if Cleveland gets some injuries, but they'll compete. I won't say they'll win it because Cleveland is just too deep, too good. Right now, Donovan Mitchell's fantastic. So maybe a dark horse for the MVP this season if he continues the way he should. I think they're wanting him to keep the ball in his hands more a little bit. But, yeah, the Bulls are solid, dude. They're going to be fun to watch, and I'm going to check him out. Plus, I know Zach Collins, and I know his dad very well. So I hope he gets back off the injury report and get to watch him play some of that physical basketball he plays.
There we go. Here from Orion over down Enos.
Yeah, I know it's a tough spot here, back-to-back on the road, but I was actually leaning the other way here, and I know the Bulls are 3-0, 3-0 against the spread as well. Not laying a massive number at home either, but I think the Kings can keep this one competitive. I'm leaning Kings there. Also leaning Pacers. I know you just went through that whole laundry list of injuries, but still got Siakam in there, and I think he can get the guys around him to play a little bit and keep this one somewhat competitive. Again, these are not the strongest plays here, but just where I'm leaning so far. And again, the Pacers may be 3-0 here, but they are 2-1 against the spread. So getting 2 possessions here, I kind of leaning that way. Blazers, Jazz. Sorry, yeah, not much on that one, and I think that's all I got actually for this.
I'll go out the Jazz on that one. I liked them, man. I liked them last year. That's a team that threw a bunch of youngsters in there. And looking at it now, I know Portland's 4-0 against the spread. Fortunately, that's what Chauncey Billups built. Around for him. Obviously, they were covering spreads last year with their bottom guys, but now Jazz are better, man. They got Golden State tired. No Al Horford. After the Billups thing, obviously they love their coach. They played for him. He got the Lakers all beat up when they came in there. Now they got to go up to the altitude. Nah, I think the Jazz get them here. Of course, one of them have to cover the spread there a little bit, but okay. Javon's been out here in Vegas at Gorman. Yeah, I'm real good friends with the head basketball coach over there, and I filmed a high school basketball game of the week for the Gorman games with Shabazz Muhammad. Was the number 1 player in the country there. So, yeah, I know that gym well. I go there. I came up with the Jerry Tarkanian tournament with Grant over there and then O'Bannon back in the day, and now it's the number 1 Christmas tournament for all high school basketball. So if you ever come to Vegas during that time before Christmas, it's going to be me and you, Al.
Oh, no, did that happen again? It happened again to me.
These are the gods telling you to let me host the show, Tony. This is what's happening.
Oh, no.
It happened to you yesterday.
I know. I don't know what's going on with this computer. I thought I fixed it yesterday. I thought I fixed it. It might be just the actually it didn't crash this time. It just my Logitech.
You're still there.
I'm still there. My Logitech just crashed. I might come back again.
Both of these teams are going to be great teams to bet this year. Obviously, they both played really well with a bunch of young guys last year. I think obviously who was it put that chat in there about the Bulls? Scipio, sorry if I'm saying that wrong. Scipio. But yeah, they were hot after the break. A lot of these teams last year, because of all the injuries, had to play some young guys. So look at that. Look at those young guys that started last year that are coming off the bench. They're not scrubs anymore. Now they're legit. They're legit guys who got a little starting experience. Are they starters? No, but they can play a good 10, 15 minutes and could be solid options on second teams. Second teams are big in the NBA this year. Al, as you look at in the past, and it's because of the style, right? We talked about this a little bit before. A lot more. They're calling a lot more fouls this year. The pace is higher, so we definitely got to look at second teams when we're handicapped.
I actually heard. I was listening in the other day when you brought up the totals going over in the NBA a whole bunch, and I was talking to Rod the other day before or after a show, and I was like, there's a reason I find it so hard to get on unders these days is because you're not really allowed to play defense anymore. I mean, as soon as you breathe on a guy, it's a foul, right? No matter what the sport is anymore, right? So it's just that I think all sports just trying to promote more offense, more points, more scoring, sells tickets, sells jerseys. Good for the business, I guess. But I guess more TV ratings too. But yeah, I mean, it's getting ridiculous because, defense is a huge part of the game, obviously, and just being taken away by all these guys that come in here playing great defense, and everything's a foul now. So,
Yeah,
or a flag.
That's right. You guys can hear me, right? Can you hear me?
Okay, I was about to do the last two games. Go ahead.
Can you hear me? Oh, okay, you can hear me. I'm having some issue with my Logitech. I don't know what's going on. But anyway, yeah, I'm going to look here at the Bulls. If Mills was in the chat, he would tell you that you don't bet the Kings in back-to-back spots, and I'm not going to bet them in back-to-back spots. They've been terrible. As a matter of fact, I looked at the past 1+ seasons, 4-12 the spread in back-to-back games. The Bulls here with rest advantage, 13-7 the spread with rest advantage the past 1+ seasons. The Kings really missing Murray. They're a small team. I don't like their roster they've compiled. Their only win was a 1-point home win against the Jazz. I can only look at the Bulls in that spot. Boy, that Pacers-Dallas game just looks ugly, man. It to me is the unbettable game of the year in the NBA. I mean, that's just like, there's just too many injuries there in Indiana. You can't trust Dallas to cover games because they're not shooting the ball well. And they're playing terrible defense. They've lost 3 of 4 at home to start the season. Can't make threes. I agree with Al. I'd have to take 7, take the points in the worst.
Stupid experiment to put Flag at point guard. Sorry, man.
Yeah.
Only a few guys. There's only a couple of Wiggins. Like I said before, Lamar. Wiggins is the other guy. He could bring the ball off the court, even in the playoffs. If he's focused into the game, no forward could take the ball from him, and he could blow right by him if they try to pick him up 3/4 of the court. All the way down. Yeah, someone brought a good point up there about the year of the Mormon, the LDS year. Yeah, maybe. But, think about BYU. People don't realize BYU, the reason they get such a hard time from the NCAA, they're the only athletic department that does not release their budget.
Oh, wow.
NCAA to compare all the schools. So that being said, I know that area very well. Altitude, guys. Teams that play in altitudes cover spreads. You can go back over the history as far as you go. Doesn't mean you bet them every time, but have a convincing reason to bet against them. That's, again, the Jazz, even though they're equal with the Trailblazers as a young team coming up, the altitude's an advantage there, 2 baskets. The way Jazz are playing, I mean, you got great chemistry going, is a good point there. But, yeah, all those teams up there playing. And you know what? BYU, man, they're Big 12 now. They got the pockets.
Yep.
They're no longer a mid-major. They got to step up and win. They're expected to win. So, and they have great facilities, and they're super proud. They got the most obnoxious fans on the planet. They are absolutely the worst. I'm so glad they're not in the Mountain West Conference anymore because they'd fill up half the arena, and every call is supposed to go their way. So I'm so happy they're in the Big 12. And I hope the UNLV doesn't go to the Big 12 because we'll have to deal with them again.
You're going to be a Pac-12 team now, right?
I'd rather take that in the Big 12, just not to deal with BYU.
That's right. No doubt about that. Yeah, I'm going to look at Pelicans here, plus 13. I know it's a big number. I know Denver just 1-0 at home this year, but the Pels here, they have defended the 3-point line pretty enough here for me to cover the spread here. And remember, the Nuggets defensively give up 121 points a game, 47% shooting. I'll look at the Jazz. I would lay big number with Denver if they have rest advantage at home. That's about it. If it's equal rest, I'm not going to touch those big lines with Denver. I'm going to take here the Jazz, as Jorge alluded to. Portland has 2 phony wins, right? 2 phony wins coming with rest advantage. There.
Well, I wouldn't say phony, but I wouldn't put them on the same level as the Bulls. You know what I mean?
Yeah. They had rest advantage against the Lakers and the Warriors, right? They got two sweet spots there. So, but they got the job done, right? The schedule handed you wins, but you still got to go on the court and get them. So they got them. But still,
Utah's got more scoring options. I just think Utah's got more guys who can put the ball in the bucket, especially on the second team. They got ballers. Those guys, Bond, I always forget his name. I'll look it up here as well. He's the backup. He put 20 points the other day as a backup. He started at the end of last year. I'll have to look it up, Tony.
Yeah, you got a lot of guys that call him Sexton. Sensabaugh, you're thinking about.
Sensabaugh,
right?
yeah, exactly. That's it.
Yeah, Sensabaugh was pretty going off the bench. Yeah, he's starting to score again. Youth movement.
He started last year and had a couple 20-plus point games, and he came off the bench, scored another 20 points. So big on Utah, man. They're going to cover some spreads.
Yeah, they got rid of Collins, and they had another vet. They got rid of their vets, and they're going with the young guys, and that's.
They brought in Kevin Love to be the senior guy, kind of like down for the Heat that was there forever. What's his last name? I'm forgetting names. I'm getting old, Tony. You called me old when I came on the show. You're right. I can't remember anything.
Just start eating blueberries. That'll help you.
Oh, okay. I'll get some blueberries.
Get some blueberries. That's good for the memory. That's good for the memory there. So we'll close it out with the final two in the NBA: Lakers and T-Wolves. T-Wolves laying 7. Total sits here at 225.5. Grizzlies and Suns. Oh, can you trust the Grizzlies as a road favorite? They're laying 2 on the road. Total 242.5. That's tough there. Give you the injury updates here in this one. LA, it's a laundry list. No Doncic, no James, no Cleaver, no Tiro, no Vincent. Hayes and Smart are questionable. On the Minnesota side, no Anthony Edwards. He'll be out for another few days. I think when he was out, they said he'd be out for a week. Clark is questionable. Memphis and Phoenix. Clark, Edey, Jerome, Pippen are out. Williams and Aldama questionable. And on the Sun side, no Dylan Brooks. Green is questionable there. We go over to Jorge.
Yeah, no, Kevin Love isn't a factor in those games. He's a factor in the locker room for all these youngsters. The guy's been around forever. Everybody respects him. He's not going to go out there and help win a game or anything. Oh, now it's me and you, Al, Tony. Finally,
there you go.
The gods are speaking.
But
he's going to help these youngsters develop. You always want to have a team like that. You want to have a senior statesman there, especially with these young guys coming in, man. Some play at college here. They get a lot of money thrown at them. You definitely want someone in the locker room to give them some advice and help them play. But the Lakers are balling. I mean, and kind of hard to figure out though, Al, where they're going to be as far as the point spread. +7. I'll tell you what, man, I got to lean the Laker +7. They've been playing extremely well. Last year they had some key injuries out, and they've been able to cover. Minnesota, they only have to be good at the end. Yeah, they're on 4 against the spread. Maybe they're a little bit overvalued in these spots. And Memphis on the road. Phoenix really hasn't got it together yet. They threw a lot of pieces in there. It's only -1. I would lean towards Memphis. As Phoenix got rid of too many pieces. I love Booker. He's a baller. It's too bad he's stuck down there in Phoenix in that small market that nobody cares about. So let's see if they could actually put it together. I don't know. I'd have to lean Memphis in that spot.
Yeah, I completely agree with you here. I like Memphis a lot in this one. Again, they have been up and down a little bit. They've let me down a couple times. There's one spot I like them a lot and ended up staying off them, so I'm still mad about that. Sometimes leaving money on the table feels worse than taking an L, and certainly felt that way with that one game. It was the back-to-back where they had only played like 20 minutes the night before, so that's something you have to look at on these back-to-backs. It's not always an automatic fade. Sometimes they just wave the white flag early, and it's a bit more of a warm-up than a full game played, So I thought that was a good spot. Anyways, I ended up staying off and missed out. And I also agree that the Lakers catching a couple too many points. I know they're without their superstars, but we've seen these other guys step up. And don't want to be laying more than 2 possessions here without Anthony Edwards in the lineup. So I'll take the points with the Lakers as well here.
Al, do you do hockey?
Yes, I do.
Oh, awesome. Okay. All right, Al, let's jump over there. I'm not a hockey guy, but I'm not going to take that away from those that cover it. And we had a light card. Perfect.
Yep, it sure is.
Toronto, going against Columbus here. Columbus favored -110 with the total on 6.5.
Yeah, we could look here. We could look at now. Obviously, all these teams were in action yesterday, so could look at an over here. With both teams having some talented players here that can put the puck in the back of the net. Not a very strong play here. Would say that the Leafs are the more talented team, but they're a team that also has let me down in some big spots before. And obviously, they're a team that's capable of beating the best teams in the league, and then obviously capable of choking against us in some very winnable matchups. Not much of a play on this one on the side. I'll just be rooting for some goals here.
Well, let me ask you, how good are the Vegas Golden Knights, man? It's like, talk about I don't think we'll ever see an expansion team be that good and consistently be that good as long as they have. Because I think Vegas has the absolute worst fans on the planet. They are the biggest bandwagon fans. We actually might be the running Rebels again. I don't think it's going to be good, but they played their exhibition last night with only eight scholarship guys. They scored 123. They got some athletic dudes. They're going to run. They're going to be running and gunning. But I tell you what, we won't get 15,000 in an 18,000 arena until they're top 25 and they're going into the tournament. 7,000 people show up, dude. It's pathetic. So we have a lot of hockey fans here. They're not really hockey fans, man. I live with a Canadian from Montreal. I've been out with Randy Birds drinking. You know what I mean? I get real hockey. So when I hear these fans, they can't tell me what the rules, they can't tell me what offsides is. You know what I mean? I was like, man, I can't sit here and listen to these guys. You know, and I do watch it in the playoffs. How good are they? I mean, it's incredible what their run is. The record's fantastic, but are they as good as their record this year?
I mean, it's hard to be that good, right? I mean, you're not going to be that close to perfect forever, right? But no, they're a pretty good team. As long as they keep their main guys healthy, I think they got a good shot. I mean, hockey Stanley Cup is supposed to be the hardest trophy to win, right? So again, it's a long season, a lot of physical play. These guys get hurt, they come back, they play hurt, and sometimes you don't know the extent of their injuries because a lot of these guys do play through more injuries than I guess your average NBA player might.
Hey, Darth Vader's back. That's Tony Darth Vader, the handicapper.
That's right.
But again, I think this is a season that's pretty wide open. So I think it's anyone's cup to win. Not particularly impressed, with the teams I usually back. And obviously some teams starting their season now with some pretty big injuries as well. So I have to see how they look once they get healthier as well. And it's going to be tough. It's hard. I'm not a big futures guy either. So for me to tell you who's going to win the Stanley Cup is a bit of a reach for me. But yeah, I mean, they've looked great so far, and we'll have to see how long they can stay healthy and keep it up for.
Very good. All right, we got you through the NBA. Now it's time for a parlay purple segment.
What's wrong, Tony? Your router bad or something?
I don't know what it was. Maybe the browser. Maybe it's my camera setting. I don't know what it is. Weird. Where I just got crashed on me during the live show. Very rarely happens, but it crashed there. But now it's time for parlay purple segment. Capper's giving a parlay team player prop game of the future. We start with Jorge.
All right, let's see. We'll jump back. I'll go with the Bulls. I think that they're going to that's already jumped up to a 5. It was a 4 that I saw earlier. I think they're going to show off their new identity here in this spot. They're going to be fired up. And I'm sure they like those guys. Neither one of them had a bad rap in Levine and DeRozan. Solid guys, solid veterans. But I think they'll be able to hold it up here. And the Utah Jazz at home, baby. Plus 3.5. You know, again, I've been harped on that, and I'm gonna put an over under on Kevin Love minus 4 points. Over 4 points. Kevin Love.
Kevin Love, he's gonna get in the game. I don't know.
I just put 4 points out there.
It is in there. All right, we move on over to El Ninos.
Yeah, I'll go Lakers, Grizzlies, and Cavs.
There from El Ninos. To tell you what I like here, I like the Bulls here, and I'll take the Utah Jazz here. And on a 2-teamer for you there for tonight. All right, we got you through our parlay purple segment. Now it's time to see what our cappers have for sale over at Tony's Picks. We just gave you our free plays, but if you head on over to Tony's Picks, click the link in the description. You'll land right on onto our page with lots of great content up there, guys. Best bets and more. Let's see what Ore has for sale now over at Tony's Picks. Head into a good week of action with a lot of sports on the board here. We know college basketball will begin here on next Monday. The Rebels start next Tuesday is when it counts for real. I saw that because the head coach sent out a text or sent out some social media saying, we're going to play like it means something on that exhibition game yesterday, I believe it was. We'll see what Ori has for sale.
Only 8 players, but dude, they're athletic. I've been watching their clips on Instagram.
Yeah.
We got ballers, dude. We haven't had athletic ballers like that for a while. Can they play defense? I don't know, but I think they're going to be like the Rebels. And hey, guys, we were talking about this in the NBA. Who cares? We're a mid-major. Our budget is still, Al's got Tony disease. There he is.
There you go.
And you're spreading the virus, Tony. Everybody's getting it now. Next time I'm going to call up here.
Yes,
defense almost don't matter anymore. You really do need it to win. But, hey, look at the Rebels in football. Who cares? We're mid-major. We don't have a budget. We don't have an NIL. If we're only going to lose to Boise, potentially win 10 games, and score 40 points a game, who cares? That's what you go to watch. And I think we'll get the same in basketball because he's obviously a great coach. He can coach offense. Hopefully, we can play some defense and get in the tournament.
Just hire some fired SEC coaches. That's the key.
Well, no, Ogden's supposed to be around. He's supposed to be a player development guy, and he's low key. That's a perfect spot for him. He loves Vegas. He's retired. He's got money. He don't even need a budget from the school. But he's there, Tony. They got someone there to teach him a little bit of defense, and he's there to show him, how to the kids, and that'll get some kids to the pros, right? That kid that has a chance to make it. He sees, he remembers Zogman from back in the day, or his parents do. If Ogman can coach him, like, look, Ogman made it in the NBA. They said he was a tweener, didn't have a position. And most of those guys fall off and don't do anything. He played for 10-plus years straight up on defense because he could cover 4 spots on the court, and that's all they ever used him for. So he's there. So they got a shot.
There you go. If I was a head coach at UNLV, I'd get around guys in Tark here and say, "Well, how did Tark do it?" And I'd follow them.
Well, you got to pick the guys that had a career and they did good. There's a couple of those guys that I still know. I see them when they come in town every once in a while. I wouldn't put my kid nowhere near them, but they're good dudes. I like them. I love them to death. But Ogman was one of those that had a great professional career and smart to bring him back around for sure.
Very good. All right, Jorge, what do you got for sale over at Tony's Picks?
I just got Ogman making a mistake on a line today. I'm still going to put up some NBA. We went over it here a little bit, but I want to dig a little bit deeper into some of these guys. Some of these names I don't even know, like the front court for the Celtics. I'll try to memorize their damn names for the next time I come on again. But again, I got to look it up a little bit. They're not playing a lot of defense. I do like that the Celtics are playing a lot of defense. We've been picking on them a little bit, but they're definite under. Slow pace. Great points you brought up, Tony. So I saw first slowest pace, but first, second doesn't matter. One of the number one defenses in the league, up there in shooting percentage under 40, regardless what that rank is. Who cares? That's playing defense in the NBA. So I think the Celtics would be a good under.
There you go with Jorge. Yeah, they changed identity. Celtics and Heat changed total identity from last year, right? So get on board with Jorge.
The Heat won last year. Don't even compare it. Don't even throw the Heat compared to Celtics. And I'm a Laker fan at heart too. By the way, when LeBron's gone, I'll start liking the Lakers again. But I sorry, Al, but I don't know if you're a Laker.
Hey, sciatica doesn't heal, by the way. In case you didn't really know, sciatica doesn't heal.
I got
fuzzy truck. I have friends that are truckers.
Degenerative disc disease, and I still go out and play tennis and pickleball until I can't walk anymore.
Yeah,
he's no bitch.
Yes, I have friends that are truck drivers. That stuff doesn't heal.
I got that. Yeah.
I'm old. Now you're making fun of me again.
Oh, no. Jorge with the best bet on the board up there. Also, long-term subscriptions. Now, with all these sports overlapping, this is the time to do it. So get on board with Jorge over at Tony's Picks. Promo code TonyT will save you that 15% off. All right, let's see what El Ninos has got for sale over at Tony's Picks. El Ninos has been on absolute fire here in the NFL this year. The numbers have been off the charts. There are 1,064 units of profit in 2025. That's all based on $100 unit wager size. Al, what's for sale?
Yeah, no NFL today, unfortunately, but I do have my best bet there in the MLB game, as well as my best bet in the NBA, and should get there with at least one more NBA game, which I've been looking at. I almost put in last night. We'll be pulling the trigger pretty shortly, I'm pretty sure.
There's some best bets on the board from El Ninos right now here, baseball as well as basketball. Of course, the long-term subscription is the way to go. Remember, all of our one-day passes are profit guaranteed. They must turn a profit amount purchase. Will be credited back to your account for site credits. That's profit guarantee. Of course, promo code TonyT at checkout. Save you that 15% off. All right, I've got a play up there on the board from college football as well as Major League Baseball. Best bets, so get on board with me over at Tony's Picks. Use that promo code TonyT at checkout. Save that 15% off. Match up with your favorite capper with the 2-for-1 capper promotion there. So go ahead and do it and get signed up. Guys, with you here every day at 9:30 a.m. each time. It is the Tony 6 Morning Show. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. Greatly appreciate that. And of course, you can always check us out over on YouTube where we have a lot of great content. You can watch our show replays as well. A lot of live shows, lots of great content over on the Tony's Picks YouTube channel. Channel's growing, approaching 53,000 subscribers. I'd like to thank all our subscribers for their support on the channel and more. Of course, Capper generated some great content as well here over at Tony's Picks. Hit the get on over to YouTube, check out our content. You'll see, hey, I've got my videos up there, full breakdowns, NBA, college football, baseball up there. Chris with his home run hit list up there as well. NFL, college football playlists for you guys for a lot of great content there. MLB, we've got also NHL. Ramon covering the NHL for you for today. Entire card coverage for you. Fight videos, our entire video stock, and of course our shorts. Our man Shooty Doubles coming in with a short from the NBA. So check it out over at Tony's Picks YouTube channel. Lots of great content. Playlist is there. Follow your favorite capper on our playlist. A lot of great content over at the Tony Picks YouTube channel. And if you happen to miss any of our live shows, just hit that live tab. Watch the live replays for you if you would. Our show, Ramon late night action there with Night Moves, 2:30 a.m. Eastern time. Happy hour with Rod and Company. So check it out over on the Tony Picks YouTube channel. Lots of great content. Of course, Jorge, we catch you here on the mornings as well. Of course, more than capable of hosting shows as well with your experience.
Well, obviously you need a backup, bro. So I got to show up here. Darth Vader's coming in and out, so I'll show them off.
Absolutely. Go there. And of course, Al Nino's catching you on some of the morning shows, and you got the video series as well up on the channel. You're on mute, Al Nino's.
Getting everybody sick, Tony.
Getting everybody sick there. Everybody there's sick. All right, guys, that's going to do it for the show. Guess Al Nino's is on trying to get that dog. I think that dog was making noise. Thanks to everybody in the chat for their contributions as well. I guess, Mr. Whiskers, you didn't get the email for the link. There. All right, that's going to do it for the show, guys. Back again tomorrow, 9:30 a.m. Eastern time. Happy hour with Rod at 5 p.m. Eastern time as well. You see some of the morning guys pop into there once in a while as well. All right. Any closing thoughts before we close it out there, Jorge?
Nope. Have a winning day, everybody.
Make it a winning day when we goodbye, guys. We're back tomorrow here on the Tony Speaks Morning Show.